What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today I'm not going to be doing much of the talking. The following video you're about to watch is a segment from a live stream that I did a little bit ago. In this particular section, he will be breaking down the new Arrow Gamera Complete Collection box set and discussing his involvement in said box set. I hope you enjoy. Alright, well, we'll segue from that set into the set that we know you have heavy involvement in, the Arrow Gamera set. What can you tell us about that?
Oh, man. There's a lot of stuff I can talk about and a lot of stuff I can't talk about, but I'll dance around it a little bit. There should be a big push coming soon. It was scheduled for like last week or something, but that coincided with a holiday in England. Arrow is based in the UK, and they're a great company. They are true movie fans, and I'm actually getting to do some other stuff with them, which is really exciting. But they hit me with Gamera about a year ago, so like April 2019, or maybe a little earlier than that. So I got the call, or I got the email from Arrow, and they were like, yeah, we're doing a Gamera set. And I'm like, oh, man, that's so cool. And at first, whenever I get a call about a job like this, it's funny how the excitement doesn't really set in first. It's more like, oh man, how am I going to do this? Like, it's my creative wheels start turning first before my fan wheels start turning. And then it slowly started dawning on me, oh, holy crap, I'm going to get to not just do like a Gamera poster or whatever, but I'm like headlining a whole box set of the entire franchise up to this point. It was extremely exciting. I'm actually not entirely sure how they found my work. I assume they were just Googling Gamera, because later they showed me a mock-up of what the box art and the box set itself was supposed to look like. And they said, we just found a bunch of art from the internet and just used it to kind of give you an idea of what it's supposed to look like. And I'm going through it and I'm like, this is all my art. This is all my fan art, Gamera, which was hilarious. And so after that, I started to work on like the set proper. We were keeping it pretty fluid, where there wasn't a set direction at the time. We were kind of kicking ideas around like, well, how are we going to do this? And what's the set going to look like? And I kind of wound up driving the look of the set just by making various creative decisions and being like, well, I guess I'll just do an illustration of every monster. And James Flower is the guy over at Arrow who's been my main contact. And he's like one of their heavy hitters over there. Like, he's in charge of a lot of stuff. He's a big Gamera fan too. Like, the stuff he knows is actually started surprising me. I was trying to drop some knowledge on him at one point, and he's like, yeah, man, I know. Yeah, and then after that, it took me a while to actually finish it because at a certain point, like I said, I had to stop and I had to work on Red Man. And that's when I blew my arm out and had to take a break. The other thing that was slowing me down was while I had done the main cover illustration first, I knew I wanted a particular interior style, but I didn't know what that was going to be. And I wound up kind of stumbling on a style by accident with these heavy contrasting colors and kind of giving it a screen print quality to it that I did not think I was going to wind up doing. I'm very excited to see all those styles and stuff. And I also am doing a commentary track. Oh my God, you guys, commentary tracks are so much work. I have never worked harder on something that was not a comic or manual labor, because you have to check all your sources and you have to do your research and you have to interview people. I interviewed like 3 or 4 people working on that commentary track. Like, I actually got to interview Tomo Haraguchi, who built the suits for Guardian of the Universe. I briefly got to interview Shinji Higuchi. I just fired an email over at him and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll answer some questions. He's a very cool guy. This is a little exclusive. I interviewed Tiffany Grant, the American voice of Dr. Nagamine, and Asuka from Evangelion. She's in the dub, and I really wanted to talk dub, so I got to interview her a little bit too, and she's very sweet. I really did my research, guys, okay? It's not just Matt saying like, look at that, what's a turtle?
That's basically what mine would be.
Yeah,
a bunch of observations.
I thought that's what it was gonna be. Like, I thought I was just gonna riff, and then I went back and I listened to a bunch of commentaries by David Callett or by August Ragone and Richard Pusateri and all those commentaries. Stuff. And I'm sitting here listening to them and I'm like, no, they do their research. Oh my Christ, it is so much work. And you can only talk about one thing, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then you have to talk about other stuff. But yeah, I kind of took over some of the special feature stuff at a certain point because I kept suggesting stuff and they kept just doing it. I actually put them in touch with Steve Reifel and Ed Godziszewski and some of the other guys, and Richard Pizzateri and some of the other guys who are doing commentaries for the set. I can't talk about exactly what movies they're doing just yet because we haven't announced all the specs yet, but that's it. That's probably about all I can say without giving too much else away.
I was doing my research on that Gamera set before we started recording, and I gotta say, it's pretty incredible, all the stuff that's going on.
I deeply appreciate that. I mean, everybody involved worked really, really hard on it. There was a couple of things we wanted to do that unfortunately we couldn't do simply because there's either copyright stuff involved or there's like old contracts or there's new contracts or whatever. But the stuff we got to do and the stuff that's going to be in it is pretty friggin' cool. And one of the advantages, of course, is that the transfers are all going to be super high quality. You know, like specifically the 4K transfers for the Heisei movie stuff. And they're going to be dubs for all the movies, dubs and subs.
Thank the Lord. I don't know why these Blu-ray sets don't have dubs anymore.
I don't know what that was with the Toho, with the Criterion set.
It's Criterion, and then I forget who's distributing the Ultraman stuff at the moment, but they don't do dubs either.
Oh, Mill Creek. Well, a lot of Ultraman stuff doesn't have dubs anymore. I don't know, man. It might just be cheaper, so you don't have to track stuff down, you know? As I understand it, don't quote me on this, but I think the Lake Texarkana dub is
or isn't?
It is. I think it is.
Yes, I hope.
I mean, I think that it's not that funny, but I mean, I will laugh like down in Bama, we just kill them all. Like, that's funny, but just hearing Asagi talk in a southern accent at a particular point. But yeah, no, I know a lot of people do like that, and I'm glad that they will get the dub that they clearly want. The dub we deserve, not the one we need right now.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason that one stands out to me is because that was the first way I saw Gamera 2, and I didn't realize that it was this spoof dub. And so for the first the first year I had seen that movie, that's the way I had watched it.
Oh, man, that is so funny. I can't believe that. And again, you know, we're not going to have full specs for a little bit longer, but as I understand it, they're going to include as much crap as they could get their hands on, and that included a bunch of stuff from ADV. So chances are real, let's say not definitively that the Texarkana dub's on there, but the chances are really good.
I don't know if you can say or if you know, but is there any chance that we might get the 2015 proof of concept short film as like a special feature or something?
I definitely suggested that multiple times. Probably not. I'd say right now it's a 50-50 chance because you don't know what Kadokawa has planned. It's so recent that you don't know. Some stuff they would allow and some stuff they like. I suggested a couple of things. I have a couple of VHSs that I did digital rips of to send to Arrow, and they got shot down because there's just certain things involved in certain contracts, like I said, that you just can't, you know, and it's just their hands are certain things. So I would say that 50-50, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I'd like that, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see.
I guess so. Sorry to backtrack here. I just totally forgot to ask.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
The Last Hope is going to be something that's included in this
upcoming
upcoming Arrow.
God.
Can you tell us anything about that?
I completely forgot about that. Yeah. So The Last Hope has a really interesting history. I won't go too far down that rabbit hole, but The Last Hope started off as just a doujinshi, and I was just gonna like sell it at G-Fest or whatever, and just like whatever, you know? And then I remember I was working on it really, really hard, and my editor in Japan at Phase 6, Andrew, I was showing him the work I was doing. And he was like, man, this is really good. You sure you don't want to see if we can't make this an official thing? And I'm like, dude, it's never going to happen. Kadokawa doesn't give a crap about Gamera. A couple of weeks later, I was just about finished with Last Hope. And then he messaged me and said, hey, Matt, we got the license from Kadokawa, and we're going to re-release the old Dark Horse Gamera in Japan. Do you want us to include Last Hope and make it official? And I'm like, okay. So that's where it happened. That's where it went.
Nice. This is going to be my first exposure to it. I didn't even hear about it until the Arrow set was announced.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because I want to emphasize to everyone who reads it that it's a official, but I'm not saying it's canon.
Right.
In my interpretation, this is just one of the legends behind Gamera, because there are some really interesting interpretations as to what Iris actually is and what Gamera is that I think are actually really interesting as well. But I didn't know about that stuff until way after Last Hope was done. I like the story I came up with, though. I actually came up with the story while I was having Mexican food with my wife here in Austin. I was just bouncing ideas off of. She was like, oh, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. She actually really, really, really likes the Gamera trilogy. She thinks those are three of like the best monster movies. She's not really a Kaiju fan. She is an Ultraman fan. She's not really diehard. She thinks Godzilla's fine. She was a huge help in helping me conceptualize that. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's canon to the story. Like, it's canon to the universe, but it may not be exactly what happened. The script is actually written by my buddy Josh Bugash. Yes, that's his actual name. He actually wrote the script based on my story outline, and he modeled it after a Beowulf-style epic poem, because that was my request, and he really nailed it.
Really quick, again, this is kind of unrelated, but the thumbnail image of Gamera that I used, do we know what that goes to?
That is Avant Gamera from Gamera the Brave.
I had a feeling.
I just wanted to capture that moment right before he explodes.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Gamera the Brave.
for the first 2 minutes, watch out.
Yeah, I was just experimenting with lines with that one. I was trying to do like a negative coloration thing with the lines and the blacks and the blues and the grays. So yeah, man.
That's so cool.
That's what that is. Thanks. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff that, hasn't been shown yet. And so, I was going to show off one last weekend or two, and I didn't do it. No, wait, did I? Who did I show off recently?
You showed off Zetus?
I did show off Zetus. I was going to do Zigra, and I changed my mind and did Zetus. Just so I could shut people up asking if the Brave was going to be in the set. Because everybody keeps saying, oh, but is it going to include the Brave? And it's like, it's called the Complete Collection, guys. But yeah, I love Gamera Brave. I think it's a great kaiju movie. And
Me too.
Yeah, it's a very sweet, very earnest story. I often compare it to something like Stand By Me, or not quite as mature in tone as Stand By Me, but pretty close to that. That's where that Gamera comes from.
Fun fact, Stand By Me is my favorite movie, and Gamera the Brave, this might change when I rewatch the movies, but at the moment, Gamera the Brave is my favorite Gamera movie.
Holy crap, I think that might be the first time I've ever heard that. That's really great, though. It's a really underrated movie, and it's a beautiful, sweet film.
Thank you guys for sticking around to the end. If you did enjoy this, you can check out the extended audio version I have linked here. It's either going to be in the description or in the eye icon. You can find it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time for the next one. Z-Man, out.